Let me tell you a story. When I was 5, my dad was doing a renovation at our house. I'll be constantly around him, helping with whatever I could. One day, I noticed him struggling with a tiny, insignificant detail. And so I asked him, "Dad, why are you putting so much effort into this little thing that no one would even see?" He thought for a second and told me something so simple, yet so profound, that it resonated deeply within me. At the moment, I did not give it much thought, but I remembered what he said word for word. Years later, it has become one of my main life principles and part of who I am. And that day made me realize that words, even the simplest ones, can leave a lifelong impact on us. Now, I want you to think about your life for a moment. What are your words that you have always remembered? Maybe it is something your family told you. Maybe an elementary school teacher left a lifelong scar. Or maybe it is something you told somebody else that they will never forget. What if I tell you that words could be the foundation of love? According to Dr. Gary Chapman, there are 5 major ways in which we give and receive love. Those being words of affirmation, acts of service, quality time, gifts, and physical touch. We all know that. But has any one of you ever thought about the importance of words in each one of them? Words we say may affirm others and can also create actions. For example, words that we say later become the gifts that we receive. Words that we hear later become the gifts that we give. Words can also push people away or bring them closer. Words can spark the deepest conversations that can make quality time truly unforgettable. A lot of what we do is shaped by the words we say and the words we hear. Nevertheless, we tend to think of them as fleeting and casual. Once spoken, they vanish into the air. But that's not always true. Some words stay with us forever, for a long time, and can change the course of our life. Take Keanu Reeves, for example. We all know Keanu Reeves as the nicest guy in Hollywood, but life was not always nice to him. When he was just 3 years old, his father left his family. Later, he struggled in school because he had dyslexia and pretended to understand just to fit in. In 1999, he lost his newborn child. Almost 2 years later, his partner died in a car accident. Despite all of this, all of the struggle, he would say, "If you have been brutally broken, but still have the courage to be gentle to other human beings, then you're a badass with a heart of an angel." There's this TV show called Afterlife, created by Ricky Gervais, where he's playing the main character, Tony Johnson. Tony is grieving the loss of his wife. He loses meaning in life and decides to do and say whatever he wants. He deems it his new superpower. However, throughout the TV show, he's talking to different people in his town, and he begins to slowly reconnect with life. He's changing his worldview, and in one of those conversations, he's told the following: "Happiness is amazing. It is so amazing that it doesn't matter if it's yours or not." Now, I want you all to look around right now, look at your friends, look at your family, your loved ones. Right now, in this audience, there are people sitting next to you whose life has been flipped upside down, for better or for worse, perhaps because of a single sentence. A friend of mine told me something recently that I will never forget. It goes like this: you will never truly know how much your words and actions impact other people. Now, remember the story from the beginning? What my dad told me was, life mostly consists of small things. There are very few major events in a person's life, such as a wedding or a child's birth. The rest are just small things. We all have words that echo in our minds for years and impact how we live. Of course, people may forget even the most profound sayings, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And thus, every single day, you have the power to say something that someone will never forget. You may tell to someone, "Wow, you're great at it. You should pursue this hobby." And that could lead to their success. You may tell a younger sibling, "You're so creative and talented." And that could shape the child into a great artist. You may share a piece of wisdom with your friend that could change the course of their entire life. Now, I want you to do something for me today. Again, ask your family, your friends, and your loved ones, what is it something I told you that you have always remembered? I've done it myself, and I guarantee the answers will surprise you. Because the truth is, whether we realize it or not, our words don't disappear. They stay, they shape, and they inspire. So go on, say the words that people will never forget. Thank you.